Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video, and continuing on the kind of once every so often skill fusion videos, we're now going to skill fuse the OG Dark Diablo, the first meta banner battle unit to ever release in the game, because he was on the first banner alongside Dark Xion, and I pulled Diablo first multi and I dipped, and then I didn't pull Dark Xion for another like 4 months. But we did get him, and so it's time for him to shine again, right? So his first skill right now gives him a 25% attack buff and lowers dark resistance by 10%. You know, which at the time of release was pretty good, right? It's not so good anymore. Definitely not so good anymore. So if we skill fuse this, it now becomes, oh, I guess we could have seen that, but after fusion, it becomes a 30% attack buff, so 5% extra, and then 50% dark resistance down instead of 10. But it goes from an AoE dark resistance to a single target dark resistance, which realistically is fine because he's a single target ult, so I don't really care about debuffing anybody when I'm only going to be nuking one person. So we're definitely going to do that, so let's go ahead and fuse it here, and then we will get him leveled up and we will take him out into a few different areas. So again, he does have to be level 100, the skill does have to be level 10, so it is kind of a drawback of having maxed out units, but he is he is very old. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, we're going to go back in time, quote-unquote, a bit. We're going to use Dark Protector Xion alongside Diablo, alongside the free-to-play Dark Benimaru that all came out, alongside Dark Milim, so we've got 4 of the meta units. Fun fact, if you didn't know, the first meta was the only time that we got 4 different meta banners, because first it was Diablo and Xion, and then it was Milim, and then it was Veldora, and then it was Dark Rimuru. So we had 4 banners we had to summon on in the first month of the game. You know, you can't say save crystals when there's literally nothing to do, when the game hasn't been out for longer than a month. Funny stuff. But we've also going to bring the new free-to-play Dark Xion, because she is an orb changer, and she also can give extra crit damage to Diablo, of which we're going to activate the crit with Guy, and also get the ult buff. So hopefully we'll have, you know, Diablo only costs 15 points for his buff. Guy costs 80, so, you know, we're going to use those two together, and maybe we'll have a few stacks of Xion on top of Diablo as well. And then Benimaru's here just for funsies, because he's 120, and I want to try him out. So this is definitely not a set starting hand. Also, I'm not actually going to go into the stage. I'm going to have to pick a different stage, so we'll be back. Okay, well, there's not too many stages that we can take them into that has type advantage that also doesn't nerf blues. So we're going to go into the old Space 1.0 Tempered Edge, because Milim has at least more health than Conquest Hinata, and she'll actually be able to survive a few rounds, and we're just going to have to deal with it. Not the ideal turn 1 hand, but it's better than what I've been getting, because apparently the stage is allergic to giving more than 2 blues. And even though we have Guy, it keeps giving me Mega Mean hands. So that's awesome. We're just going to run with it, though. So that gets us an ult. So I guess we can compare normal damage ult versus super buffed damage ult, just for funsies, for science. Alright, that does not get us a Xion. That's fine. We can use Guy here, though, to orb change, so we'll get, actually, we'll get a stack of this. Yes. And then we'll bring Guy in for, I guess, Dark Milim. Yeah. And then we'll use his orb change. And that's a full hand of blues, plus the ult. Perfecto. Let's bring Dark Benny in for Guy. And we'll send this, and we'll see how much damage we do here, and then we'll see how much damage we do with max power. 11,000. Awesome. She does have physical resistance, so maybe it wasn't a correct time to try and use that. But, oh well. Alright, attack nerf on Xion, that's fine. Now we just need to build up. So, here we can use Xion to change the greens, and then we can use Xion to change the orange, because she can do everything. Perfect. And then we'll do do this, and then unfortunately, because this is a burst team, it's really just hell-bent on rushing alts more than anything. So not raising cap is kind of unfortunate. But at least we'll never run out of protection gauge, right? Because we're changing our own to blue. This is probably why they don't give us any burst teams that double change orbs, like, you know, Hakuro and Shizu and Frey and all that. Maybe we will get that in the future, who knows. But for now, probably not. Okay, let's use another stack of this. How long is that debuff on for from this? Is this 2 turns or 1? It's 1 turn, okay. Unfortunate. Alright, let's use Xion again, rush Diablo's ult. Perfect. We'll send both of these, and then we just have to build up to 100 skill points, and then we can use both the Guy buff and the Diablo buff. And you know, we'll see how it goes from there. Alright, 4,000. I think turn 6 we can hit her with an ult, with an ult and not have her be with her resistances and all that. Okay. Yeah, turn 6, but are we gonna make it to turn 6 on that? Because we got... Well, we can use Dark Millim's Orb Change here. Because it will cost less. And we'll do that. And then we'll use Xion. This will give Diablo his ult. Perfect. This will also get Dark Benimaru's ult, so that's double duty right there. Cool beans. And... well, I only need 95 points, right? Yeah. Perfect. Alright, we're good. We can nuke next turn with 2 single targets. Alright, cheeky counters, whatever. Hopefully no one dies from her ult, though, I guess is the only worry here. Okay, that's fine. Cool. Okay, and then the attack debuff wore off on Benimaru. Excellent. So, let's do this. Let's get Millim out of here. Bring Guy in. We'll use the ult buff, then we'll use the attack and dark resistance down, which will also help Benimaru hit a little bit harder. And now everybody has crit. Everybody has that. We'll use Xion just for funsies to give us 2 more orbs. Yeah. So we did 11k with, you know, the physical resistance. Now let's see how much we do with everything going on. Let's send the normals first. And we'll send him last. So 48, 48, 8,000, Benimaru 40k, and Diablo 66k. Okay, I mean it's not terrible. It's not great. It's not 30% attack, 50% dark resistance down. 80% ult damage plus guaranteed crits plus, what was that, 10% crit damage? 66k? Yeah. Oh, sad balance growth damage unit. What are you gonna do? Alright, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get these oranges out of here. That'll get Diablo's ult again, so then we have to wait till turn 11 to nuke again? Question mark? Change all these out? Yeah. And I think we'll just send these. We just need to get... Well, we'll get Benimaru's ult again, because when we use Xion, it'll give him the extra ult gauge, because she gives 25%, I think? 25% on this? Yeah, 25%. Oh, and we have the 10% dark attack as well. God, Diablo, you suck. Oh, poor guy. Poor guy. Alright, let's do this. We don't have enough points now to use both the buffs, so we're just gonna have to kill her traditionally. We could probably actually nuke now and call it good. Oh, he's attack nerfed. Oh, he's gonna die. Alright, well, I think we just do it anyways, so let's do this. Let's lower her defense as well. Alright, and then we'll send this. We should kill. 19k. 14k. There we go. Alright, we won our first fight. Let's try a better team. Alright, I think for part 2 of the test, we're going to go into a stage that can be type neutral, that caters to blue orbs, and I can actually try and use a team that can super buff the crap out of Diablo. So we're going to go into the current beatdown battle. It leaves tomorrow night. We're going to go into EX, not Inferno, because I think Inferno might be pushing it, because Gabiru does have a lot of physical resistance he puts on himself right here. So trying to go any higher than 410,000 HP may be expecting too much, because I don't really think there's a way we're going to hit 1 million. No, that's still EX. Where is it? Inferno. Yeah, I don't think we're going to hit almost 1.2 million with Diablo with that physical resistance. If he didn't have the resistance, maybe. But this is the team that I have thought up. We're going to use Protector Diablo because obviously Diablo is a primal demon, so he's getting the extra stat buff. And Diablo is, of course, then just a generic stacking protector, lowering ult resistance every time, so nothing special needs to happen. Diablo's not on Fount of Wisdom, so he's not going to get those. He's not going to get, like, anything else. And we're not fighting a water unit, so it doesn't really matter anyways. But we're going to bring Albus for orb changing and the Pierce and Pierce resistance down, so that's, one big buff and orb changing. EX Rimuru, who, both of them fall under Diablo, for the physical buff and the physical resistance down, and the orb changing. Shinsha, because she can not only give us that massive 70% dark attack on turn 8, but also her other skill increases the amount of skill points we get on any orb, right? Which 15%, 30%, 45% extra, skill points on a blue orb that's already getting 500%. Could be pretty good. It'll help us get points faster. The crit resistance doesn't really matter because we're not critting here, so disregard that. And then Diablo obviously has his own personal orb change from a green to a blue plus his attacks. And then Megamine is here because she's built for the stage, built for the turn 1 orb change, and has an 80% ult buff, which can help Diablo. So we have surrounded Diablo with a butt ton of support. But will it work? I mean, probably in EX. I mean, we'll have to find out. So we'll go through the first couple turns and see how it goes, and then we'll probably just cut until we can hit that magical nuke turn. So we've got Megamine attached to Violet because on turn 2 she gets both of them get the extra protection gauge, which is good because the 6th hand of blues plus that will guarantee that we get a double stack of Diablo. So we can just use her orb change here. We're going to send her last just so we can do extra damage, and even if she's not underneath Rimuru, she still gets type advantage. So, and she's magic, which means she's going to do automatically more damage than anybody else here. So there's no point in not sending her. Okay, well that's an unfortunate hand right there. I guess we'll just send the Diablo orbs just to get them out of there, because most of them are useless. Maybe we'll just send the 3 Diablo orbs and leave the 1 blue. But I've got the heal charm on Protector Diablo just to make sure that no one is ever really in danger of dying. Because I want to see if this works. Okay, we can work with that. Because we have Rimuru, who can do this. And then we have Albus, who can do this. And then we also have just enough points left over to use Shinsha's buff, or, well, debuff, I guess. But we can increase our skill point gain on all orbs by 15%. Plus crit resistance down, doesn't really matter. So here... Oh, wait, hold on, what? Hold on. 200. 10, wait. Where's this 15%? Increases all soul skill point increase to the end of battle by 15%. Oh, hold on. Oh, that cap's at 100. Oh. Never mind. There's no point in using Shinsha then, because we're already at 100%. We're already at 200%. Never mind. Okay, I'm dumb. Disregard Shinsha's second skill, and we'll just pretend that I knew that was a thing. Well, you know, funny things, right? Okay, this is terrible. This is actually terrible hands. All right, we know how a stacking team works, right? You want a whole bunch of blues. We need how many skill points for this to work? We need 8, 16, 24, 32, 30, 335 points. Expensive. We need 335 points to full nuke, so we're gonna come back when we have that ability to do so. Alright, so we recorded it because it took 2 runs, because obviously, like, on this run we're at turn 11. Not ideal, right? But we have 400 skill points. The first time I got careless and someone died, so we couldn't full nuke. So we came back and I was like, you know what, we're just going to run it. I'm going to record just the nuke part of it and we'll voice it over. So here we are. So we have 370 skill points, which obviously is enough. So we're going to use the Pierce and Pierce resistance down, the ult damage, the attack buff, and then dark resistance by 50%, which overshadows Shinsha's secondary effect, because she gives us the 70% dark attack plus 10% dark resistance down, but the 10% is obviously less than 50, so that doesn't really matter right there. And then we'll bring Rimuru in for his physical buff and physical debuff, and then we'll send him first because he lowers defense on his ult. So right now, Gabriel has 150% ult resistance down, 10% crit resistance down, just because he used 2 of those, sadly, 50% pierce, 50% dark resistance, and 20% physical resistance down. And then Diablo has 4% attack from the trait, guaranteed pierce, 30% attack, 70% dark attack, 65% physical attack, and then the 80% ult damage. So Rimuru goes first. We're going to send 2 of his orbs, and then Diablo himself. We're not going to send Megamine. Rimuru does 60k, 27 and 29k on the normals, and then 517. I mean, that is more than I expected out of him, to be perfectly honest. But we did literally have every single support unit that we could possibly give him. Almost every buff besides crit, which you can't use crit on this stage. So this is about as much as we can do. Maybe we could have brought Aqua instead of Albus, but then we would have lost our green orb changer. Technically we have, you know, Diablo and Megamine changing 2 greens, but it is what it is. But we don't need to rush EX ults with Diablo, right? And he only has 1 ult. Doesn't have an EX ult. So I think that was pretty good damage. If Gabriel was at full health, we would have one-shot him. And maybe if I had sent like the Megamine ult as well, maybe we could have taken on Inferno 1. Probably not any higher though. But I think that's a decent showing for, you know, Diablo and the first summonable meta banner unit ever. So yeah, I think he's okay. Is he going to be like a standout DPS unit from here on out? No, probably not, because he's still balance growth, right? But he is a viable substitute if you have him at level 100, which is the dumbest fucking thing in the world. That went into my survey. Please delete that. Don't make units have to be level 100 for this to happen, for skill fusions to happen. But let me know what you guys think of Diablo with his new upgrade. But that's it for me. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.